Kraber, Havoc, Spitfire, Kraber. That's a D.
So what have you what have you made you decide to come here?
Well, so this, as a Korean, and unfortunately for all of our Korean viewers, I'm sure you can tell that this is in English, and that's because my Hangul is not good at all. It is definitely not good enough to have a good conversation going, and I'm sure my friends at E36 also know this when I see them and I'm not able to really have a good conversation with them. This is my first time, well, technically now second time in Korea, but I've wanted to come here for so long, and I'm very happy that I finally can. But yeah, I've always wanted to come and see my heritage, see my country, and experience everything that the country has to offer. I've only ever seen photos, only heard stories, and so I'm super excited and happy to be here, and I've just been having an amazing time. Just before this, I was touring around the palace with some friends, and that was just so cool to see, you know, like the old history of Korea. And yeah, it is just, words can't express how excited and happy I've been being in Korea. The cool part and not so cool part of being in Korea is I've realized how little Korean I actually know. So whenever I go to any of the restaurants and they start speaking to me, I realize, oh my goodness, I don't know half of the things that they're saying. And sometimes I can get by, but there have been times where I feel so dumb and I sit there kind of staring at them and have to ask them to repeat. And I listen really hard and I realize, oh my gosh, I still don't know what they said. As much as I can, I've tried to interact. Obviously, there's also time zone issues, but I would hope that as I am able to improve my Korean, I can interact with, you know, not only the Korean fan base, but also the Korean professional players as well to build a better relationship.
Well, that's very good to hear. I know you have a really big personality, and you're showing it in front of the stage, like with your teammates. So.
Left on his own, complexity will win game one of your match point finals.
Put some respect on his name. Monsoon on the desk lets them know.
Is that all you? Like, is that really your personality kind of stuff?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty loud. I'm a very loud person, just not only in the way that I speak, but also kind of the way that I act. I think especially as a professional player, part of what we do should also be when we're on stage, we are in a way kind of entertainers. We did kind of go, I believe, into Japan with an entertainment visa.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
I think that that's an important part, but it also helps if you have someone that can you can feed off of their energy as well and bounce it back and forth. And so then my dynamic duo, obviously, that has started, you know, a few years ago was Monsoon. And it's just been awesome because it makes it really easy, because maybe one of us is feeling a little tired or down on that day. The other person can kind of just help kickstart the energy. Instantly, we're right there, you know, doing whatever we do. It is, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but we're doing something on stage, and it seems that the fans and the media team at Respawn seem to really enjoy it.
So now we're gonna ask questions about Apex itself. So like we have some questions, especially from the fans. I want to ask about which meta was the one you enjoyed the most?
Oh man. That one's a little bit tough because I think there are obviously some metas that I didn't really play in. This meta is interesting. I think it wasn't so bad before Rampart became a main pick. I think basically when everyone was playing Newcastle, Gibraltar, and Catalyst, it was a bit more fun than the current one with Rampart. And that's mainly because all the other metas had some form of scan, and I just hate scan characters so much, and I hope that we just never have another scan meta, because that we had Seer and Bloodhound and then also Crypto, and they all were scan of some kind, and no matter what the gun meta or character meta, just having those characters and having scans be part of the game was just terrible. So having a meta like this, as bad as it was, it was refreshing not to constantly have someone have wall hacks on you.
So what was your favorite map?
My favorite map would probably, it was Storm Point, but I don't like how we got a Trident meta. Everyone would get a car, and everyone was prioritizing the POIs that had access to a car. So for this time around, my favorite map would have to be E-District.
E-District. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually a new update map, and actually came right after, it came into Championship right after it was introduced. So what was your thoughts, like new maps getting introduced right into the...
I didn't really mind it. I think as long as they give ample time and practice, it's okay, because you have to keep things, I guess, interesting and fresh, and I think adaptability for a professional player is important. I think it was a good addition, because just the two maps of Storm Point and World's Edge, it made it difficult, especially if, let's say, you get one bad POI on one map and then one decent one on the other. It might be hard to make points, but with 3 maps, you're guaranteed to at least get one good POI, and then you have that map where you can really hope to generate most of your points.
Then what is your biggest gun, I would say? What is your favorite gun inside all the Apex?
Favorite gun would have to be the Car SMG.
Car, oh.
Yeah. It's not good right now at all. It's really bad, and every time I use it in ranked, I'm upset that I picked it up. But when there was the meta where Car was probably the best submachine gun to use, I loved it because it was a very good expression of skill. If you could kill someone with it, and especially if you could one-clip someone with it, it meant you pretty much hit every single bullet. It's hard to kill someone far range with it. It just, whenever you die to someone using the Car, it felt like, okay, they were just better than me, rather than, some other guns. Like probably my least favorite gun that we had a meta for was the Havoc. That one was terrible.
So it's a pure skilled gun. It's pure skill.
Yeah, I think it is a very skillful gun, yeah.
Okay, look people, if you want to raise your skill, put the Car SMG in your inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, what weapon would you prefer? Kraber or R99?
Kraber.
What's the reason for that?
It could be, there's just something about the Kraber when you can just, especially when you hit a no scope, and I know I've seen it myself. There were some nasty Kraber plays that I saw at this recent LAN, and I don't like crate weapons at all, but there's just something about it. The viewers love it, even pro players look and say, whoa, when there's a crazy play that you make with the Kraber, it feels really good.
Well, now we're gonna have some mini games with Kimchi, and our first one will be guessing the weapon with hearing the sound of the firing sound of the weapon. So we're gonna have 5 questions, and we will hear the firing sound of the weapon, and he'll have to guess which weapon it is. It is a wingman.
Let's go. Kraber.
It was Longbow. Oh, it wasn't a Kraber, it was Longbow. Well, we have one down and one miss. So let's see if he gets better in the third question. Let's go.
Havoc.
Yes, it is a Havoc. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has a very unique sound, so it might be a really recognizable. Might be a lucky one, but well, we'll see. On the next one, let's go.
Spitfire.
Oh, it was Alternator. It wasn't a Spitfire. But it was a little, I would say, it was a little similar-ish weapon. We'll use a light mag, so might be confusing. Okay, the last one.
Kraber.
That is indeed a Kraber. All right, 3 out of 5. Well,
That's a D.
that is a D. Well, okay, okay. Well, at least like you passed the half marker, so that is a good one, I guess. You'll get better next time.